I always find this 205 Live tournament interesting, but it looks like others also find it interesting too. People, 205 Live matters. Support No DQ and support this series. And enjoy. Good evening, everybody. Now, I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster. And welcome once again to another weekly session of 205 Live Matters. This week we'll be discussing this week's episode of 205 Live, where we saw the other half of the opening of the Cruiserweight Championship tournament, as well as some interesting topics included but not limited to the intro scheme, Enzo Amore, and the inclusion of 205 Live at Full Sail University with NXT. But before all that, allow me to introduce you to my guest tonight. First off, she is one of the three ladies of No DQ, Indie Queen and the leader of Team Indie DQ, a tea aficionado, and I would have to say probably a valued member of her local target. She is the lovely, simply Cindy G. Cindy, how are you?
I'm doing good. Can't wait to discuss a lot of things going on, like with the topics and the episode 205 Live, y'all.
Always. And also joining us tonight, first time ever, Triple Threat panel, folks. He is known as the Talkinator. He runs the Wrestling Rundown. He's a valued member of Team No DQ NX Team and currently the No DQ NX Team League Champion, the Birdman of Boston, Mr. Owen Finch. Owen, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Got a haircut, got my new glasses. I just feel like a new man. And yeah, I know that was a bad line, but yeah, I'm very excited. Just everything's going right. Just I'm doing very well. Really nothing left to say, so.
Heyo. Keep it short, sweet, and simple. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about we just get right into it then, folks? So this week, again, the 205 Live episode was all about the Cruiserweight Championship Tournament as we continue to find the next person to face the champion, who's currently on vacation, Buddy Murphy, at WrestleMania. And it damn well better not be on the kickoff show. So that I grab. Anyway, so, yes, Cindy, I know you got a kick out of that. Anyway, so we start off with Drake Maverick, of course, giving us the local introduction / recap / rundown, no pun taken, on this week's episode of 205 Live. He talks about how last week Nice made a statement and Drew demonstrated technical ability beyond many others to advance in the Cruiserweight Championship Tournament against their competitors, respectively, Kalisto and the Brian Kendrick. Which is interesting because this sets up a rematch from last year's 16-man single elimination tournament for the Cruiserweight title under the reform of 205 Live, under the management of Drake Maverick, the former Rockstar of TNA. Anyway, he talks about tonight's matches. We're getting two great bouts from Brooklyn Carrillo versus Oney Lorcan. He explains how Brooklyn Carrillo is greatly going from local addition to the roster to legitimate championship contender. He's made a huge impact since his start on the roster and the brand. But also, he brings in Oney Lorcan, who offers a ton of experience because Drake Maverick is trying to make 205 Live the premier destination for the best cruiserweight wrestling action in the world. I think he's doing a damn good job of it, too. And then he talks about tonight's main event, another first-time ever bout. However, these two men do have former history for a number of occasions, I might add. Cedric Alexander versus Akira Tozawa. Cedric Alexander. He won the first tournament, and he recapped that from last year, where Cedric had his crowning moment at last year's WrestleMania on the fucking kickoff show. And then Akira Tozawa, a former Cruiserweight champion, he recently beat Cedric Alexander in a fatal 4 elimination and one contenders match to face Buddy for the title, though he came up short in the title bout. But they've never faced each other one-on-one. So what's going to happen tonight? Well, we're going to find out. So before I talk about these matches, Cindy, what was your initial expectations for tonight's episode of 205 Live?
Well, seeing the promos, I feel that this is going to be one of those filler episode 205 Live. I mean, we did see like Akira Shizawa versus Cedric Alexander before, and I feel like
Right.
with this tournament, it's just like, it's just, let's just say we already seen it before. It's nothing special to it at all. And yeah. However, the match Orly Lorcan versus Roberto Carrillo was kind of like, okay, this is going to be an interesting match. You have two guys that's from NXT. Roberto did get the call up first before Orly Lorcan, which I was surprised. Like, what the hell? And so I was expecting this is going to be like a one shot that ends all, but yeah.
Okay. Owen, your thoughts and expectations just from what we heard from Drake Maverick tonight.
It definitely hyped me up to watch the show, but it didn't already hype me up more than I already was. I was pretty hyped. I was very hyped to see Humberto Carrillo versus Orly Lorcan, just because we've never seen them wrestle before, and it's a nice fresh matchup. And I was kind of wondering how their styles were going to mesh. And also, I was actually pretty hyped to see Tozawa versus Cedric Alexander, because other than that like encounter in the 4-way match, they really haven't had like a full one-on-one match, and they've been in the cruiserweight division since the original Cruiserweight Classic. So I was very hyped to see this match, and they had the history, and it was very unpredictable because I didn't really know which one was going to win, because they both have been picking up a lot of momentum lately. And like I said, I like it too because he hypes up like each individual contender by talking about like their accolades and stuff, and it makes them feel like important to be in this tournament. So I was definitely hyped to watch this episode.
I think it's safe to say that Drake Maverick is probably one of the most recent general managers in recent memory to respect his entire roster. He really doesn't show no favoritism. He really doesn't play a part in anyone's story or anyone's matches. He is literally there just to give you great action and to teach you and make you be aware of what to expect and from who. So Drake Maverick, kudos to you.
I think
Let's get into our first match.
I think the only other one though with that's been like that is William Regal, obviously, and right now Johnny Saint and Sid Scala.
Yeah, but the thing is about William Regal, Sid Scala, Johnny Saint, they don't like give you like openings every week. They don't introduce you exactly to what's going on. They don't tell you necessarily about every competitor. They leave that more to video packages and promos, and moreover, they make matches official on social media.
Mm-hmm.
The age of the internet, people. You want a match to happen? Flip someone off, say something stupid, boom.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a great one, and sometimes it just fucking sucks.
Well, it's really gonna be about like William Regal. Like, I hope he's not like hurt or sick or something, because we haven't seen him really in a while. So.
Well, the fact that NXT is still going, which of course will lead to the Wizard of No DQ, Stephen Osborne, and the General Jerry Slaughter on What's NXT and What's NXT UK. Go watch those shows, folks.
Yes.
I have to imagine he has to be playing a part in what's going on in NXT right now. And I can't wait to hear their reviews on both shows in the coming week. But anyway, let's get back into this show. So basically, following this, we get the theme, get the intro, which we will talk about later because there was an interesting, noticeable change. And it's actually been happening for a few weeks now, even before this person left. But anyway, announcers come into play in English, and the play-by-play guy, Vic Joseph, and the other color commentator, Nigel McGuinness. They come into play, they talk about their thoughts in the tournament, and then we get a look at the overall bracket, where we already know Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, they have advanced. Today, we're getting the opening two bouts on the other side of the bracket. With that, we're going to get right into it. After we learn a little bit about Only Lorcan, as if we didn't know enough. So we get a little bit of a self-made video package / interview from Only Lorcan. He talks about his unorthodox style, and his style in general is adapting to everyone else's style. He brings aggressiveness, intensity, 10 years in the business. He's not afraid of Buddy Murphy. He truly feels like he could win the championship at WrestleMania, and he will do whatever it takes to make it happen. But he's not going to look past his opponent tonight, Humberto Carrillo. He's, like I said, going to do whatever it takes. He's not going to, use caution. He's just going to throw himself in there and make sure he wins. He weighs 190 pounds, by the way, people, so it's all good. 205 Live sticks to that rule. Following this, Humberto Carrillo, we get a little bit about him. Maybe, Cindy, you can translate more about what he said. He says that he's up against a tough opponent, but he came to fight for his dream and to be the best. And he wants to go to WrestleMania to become champ. And Humberto Carrillo is approximately 200 pounds. I believe it's 198. So good hype ups for both.
Mm-hmm.
You're more fluent in Spanish than I am. Was there anything else you got out of Humberto Carrillo's promo?
Actually, he actually translated his Spanish promos to his English promo. So that's like exactly what he's saying in that particular promo. So he already said it. Well, he had to say it so far. So yeah. So anyway, I feel like watching Orly Lorcan's promo. I feel like this is like the one that they're giving him high hopes for him to win because like they're giving like the vignettes of his past matches at NXT, and besides that, in the sideline, this is his third appearance on 205 Live because I think his first appearance was he has just like a squash match against Rich Swann, which of course Orly lost, and then he had another match last year, which is against Cedric Alexander. Again, Orly lost. So they're trying to book him as like, oh, he's coming to all the way from NXT, first time. I was like, you guys gotta be kidding me. So I'm very happy that Orly Lorcan is in that tournament because I feel that it's overdue for him to be called up to the main roster. I mean, I understand that he's tag teaming with Danny Burch, and I just feel that yes.
I think he was just. I think he was just doing his taunt.
I'm doing the 1-2 thing because I know that's 1-2. Continue.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, and it's been a long day, by the way. But yeah, so why the have Orly Lorcan remaining 205 Live while Danny Burch stays in NXT UK? I mean, he is building like a bigger stars over there than like in NXT because I feel with Orly and Danny Burch, I feel that kind of like underrated in NXT in the tag team division. The only thing they have like one of the good match would have to be at last year's TakeOver against Undisputed Era for the NXT Tag Team Championship. I think it was like what, TakeOver Chicago?
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay, TakeOver Chicago 2. So I'm hoping that he'll be getting the win. But yeah, and also about Roberto Carrillo, I mean, nothing special about him. I mean, we don't know who he is except for he was like made NXT house shows and that's it. So nothing much to say about like the promos.
Okay. Owen, any additional thoughts on your end?
Humberto Carrillo's promo I liked, but really not much because we already kind of know who he is. But I like, how they did like a video package, with Orly Lorcan because a lot of people that probably, that were like there in the arena may not know who he is because this also takes place the same night as SmackDown. But I also like to see Orly Lorcan succeed because he used to wrestle. I don't know what it is for you up here or down there because I don't know where you guys are from, but in Massachusetts, under a company called Top Rope Promotions, and he used to wrestle as Biff Busick, and I just thought he was awesome then. He was like, he was actually a heel too, which is kind of the funny thing, so it's kind of weird for me to see him as a babyface. So the fact that he like is one of the Top Rope Promotion guys that like made it to WWE on like the big stage, I think it's just really cool for me, and I kind of want to see him win this tournament just for that like feel good moment for me. But and I really liked how they hyped him up. I even liked how he talked about how he's gonna adjust his ring style to like whatever like style he's wrestling. So if he's a high flyer, he's gonna be more high flying, and if he's like a ground based wrestler, he'll be more technical. So I like that like part of the promo. So I really enjoyed this. And as for Cindy's comment about him wrestling on like the old 205 Lives, I just erased like the old era of 205 Live out of my head because it's crap. So
yeah.
Well, I don't blame you.
I have a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
Do you guys feel Orly Lorcan is like one of those underrated wrestlers in NXT?
I kind of do, yeah, because he brings the fight, and again, to his promo, he really does adapt to whatever style. I mean, again, he's faced like Cedric Alexander, he's faced Marcel Bartel, Fabian Eichner, he's been in the ring with Street Profits, he's been in the ring with all sorts of different type of wrestlers. Big, small, fast, strong, technical, brawler, you name it. So yeah, when you're that adaptive, and you could definitely bring a fight, but also a good technical bout, I feel like you kind of are put a little bit under the radar, especially in WWE.
Exactly.
One random, like, real good match I remember him having was, like, his debut when he wrestled Apollo Crews and, like, took the fight to him, like, out of nowhere. Like,
Oh
that was
man.
awesome.
And the sad part is, I was probably one of Apollo Crews' best matches.
Yeah, sadly.
No, probably
And
the match with Finn Balor, the non-title match.
That was pretty good too. He's had a couple,
Yeah.
but again, jobber. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just feel
the match I thought was pretty good. To sum up a little bit, I mean, you know how 205 Live starts out. You get a feeling out process. In this case, both men, they were basically trying for arm drags, wrist locks, etc. Roberto Carrillo eventually gains control of Hurricane Rana, but then Oni gets him to a side headlock, and then Oni, here comes the brawler in him. It's like freaking picking a fight variation mode in Yakuza for your guy or something. He just chopping the daylights out of him. Then we get a basement drop kick and a suplex on the floor. No hesitation. Then we get a cover, chop, uppercut, chop. Great follow-up, by the way, on each of his pinning attempts. He didn't hesitate one bit. Didn't give his opponent any breathing room. Again, implying that he says he's just going to do whatever it takes to win. He's not going to use caution. And then our first little point for us, side story of this match, we see Jack Gallagher and Drew Gulak, one of my favorites, looking on from a stupid, weird, awkward TV angle, which I fucking hate, wearing interesting shirts. I haven't seen a shirt that ugly since James Ellsworth.
what from the chat?
What?
Wait, what?
Oh, I was talking about the Humberto Carrillo shirts that Jack Gallagher and Drew Gulak were wearing.
Oh God.
Like,
Sorry.
Boy Club.
Oh my God.
I hope those do not get sold on WWEshop.com, and I hope they get burned shortly.
You know they're not going to sell it at WWE Shop. Sorry.
If they do, I might buy them just in spite of Noah.
WWE Shop, you shut up. WWE Shop will sell anything that people will buy. Remember, we had James Ellsworth on a shirt, and it bought.
We have a B. We have like a B. We have a shirt with just the letter B on it. So
with magic marker writing.
And you want to hear worse? The Shields has a new T-shirt now called the Hounds of Justice. Shout out to you, TJS.
What?
And
what the fuck?
Anyway, 205 Live, 205.
It doesn't work like that. You expect me to wear that shit? What?
TJS, thanks a lot. Okay, back to 205 Live.
At least, I'll give you credit though, brother. At least you also believe 205 Live matters. Speaking of which, I'm gonna get back on this match. Fucking t-shirt designs. There's chops, there's kicks, there's more chops. Only Lorcan maintained control for most of this match, especially in the beginning. Then we get a springboard deep arm drag, one of Roberto Carrillo's assets. Shout out to his training under the Gaza family. And then we get a suicide dive, rope through, standing moonsault into a cover. Very nice combination there. Still not enough. There was drop kick counter into over the top for Carrillo, and then he eats an uppercut to go for a springboard move. Only, again, just straight up in your face. And then he goes for his finisher, the half and half suplex on the apron. Good grief. And that was countered. Then we get another suplex attempt. That was countered, thankfully. There's chops, there's kicks. Both men are on the apron. And then we get a nasty fisherman suplex to Roberto Carrillo on the apron where steel and wood meet. Thanks, Vic Joseph. Like I did hear that 257,000 fucking times. Almost like the word takedown. You generic fuck. Anyway, there's chop. What was it? Yeah, and then he gives him in the ring for a cover. Still not enough. Goes for the half and half again, trying to pull out the finisher. And then Roberto Carrillo goes for a counter pin, and then we get another half and half attempt. It's got to be like the fourth or fifth one. Open pump, strikes, super kick, beautiful super kick, by the way, into a power bomb. Great follow-up, cover, not enough. But Drew and Jack, they're rooting for him, the quick on their fist, the finger can do it. But what does Drew say? No fly zone. Stay on the ground. Roberto Carrillo has not learned that yet. He goes for a top rope moonsault and eats 2 feet to the face, where only Lorcan just wipes him out with a freaking clothesline. finally pulls off his half and half. 1, 2, 3. He wins. Drew and Jack pissed. Well, that was an interesting open bout, and not only did we see the continuation of where the tournament's heading, but we also got to see where the continuation potentially of Drew, Jack, and the Carrillo is going. Owen, your thoughts on this match, and what do you think will come next?
I really liked this match. I thought it was a really hard-hitting match. I like how their styles kind of meshed with each other, with Oney Lorcan, being the high flyer, but also being like the technical wrestler, and Alberto Carrillo being the high flyer. And, this actually continues I don't really know what it is yet, but the program with Gulak, Gallagher, and Carrillo, where because he used a high-flying move, it cost him in the end. So I really like that. Oney Lorcan winning was awesome because it's a nice surprise win in the tournament, and I think sometimes in a tournament you have to do that, like when Roderick Strong last year in the tournament beat Hideo Itami. No one expected it. Well, this was like, the same case. And, I was very interested in it. I like it because now a lot of people are going to take NXT seriously and take Oney Lorcan seriously. And yeah, I'm all down for Oney Lorcan advancing. I would like to see him win the tournament. That's probably not going to happen. That's just me fantasizing. But if I was giving this match a star rating, I don't think we do that here, but I'm doing it anyways. I'm giving it 3 3/4.
Okay, that's respectable, and I kind of like that idea. I'll definitely consider that going forward. But first, Cindy, your thoughts on this match, and where you think Alberto Carrillo goes from here?
Well, I'm actually I was like pretty unexpected that Oney Lorcan's going to win the match, but hence with that promo, I was thinking, yeah, he's going to win the match. But what all said and done, he did a wonderful job. And I feel like with his winning, it's like a breath of fresh air because think of it. If Alberto Carrillo won, then it'll be like, okay, bored. And then we all know who's going to win next in the semifinal. Yawn. But that being said, I'm happy Oney won. And I feel like this is a time that he needed to have like a push that he needed if he wanted to go to 205 Live to as expected. And regarding about what Roberto Carrillo's next, well, I could see like there's going to be a possible feud between him and Drew Gulak, even though Drew and Jack they did wear his horrible T-shirt. And then after what happened after the match, you saw Drew was really upset that he left. Like not only he lost, but he did use the double moonsault, which you know how Drew is against the whole no-fly zone type of deal, So
yeah.
with that being said,
I think it was slide 8 of his PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't feel that he's going to bring up that no-fly zone deal because, next week he's going to have a match against Tony Nese in the semifinal tournament. Correct. So he's just going to be focusing more on that instead of how he is disappointed with Roberto Carrillo. Maybe Jack Gallagher's probably going to say something to Roberto, but I don't know about Drew, because he has to be more focused to be ready for the tournament. Yeah, and besides with Oney Lorcan, I am just hoping he better go to the finals, and who knows? I mean, it could be either one of them. I mean, I'll be happy if it's Drew Gulak, because that's actually like my first pick, but if it's Tony Nese, I'll be happy about that too, I mean...
Well, like you and I discussed a couple weeks ago when we were mapping out this tournament, because we didn't know the participants, but we were also wondering who could face Buddy Murphy next. Your first estimation was the veteran because WrestleMania is all about the big names. What's the most well-known name of the 205 Live roster? Even though now it looks like from the audience standpoint, everyone knows Cedric Alexander. We'll get into that a little bit. But again, to your point, it is the Brian Kendrick. But we saw that played out last week. He's out. So it's probably it has to lean towards more our other thoughts of Tony Nese, which we will get to next week. Or shall I say now, because shortly after this, Tony Nese did appear on 205 Live, not necessarily on the show, but in a promo. But before that, we get the constant descending story and question of the match. It's Mike and Maria Kanellis.
Oh, yeah.
Your favorites in the office of Drake Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell Mike's pissed because he says, you promised me a match in the tournament. Keyword tournament. But Drake stops and Dennis Translator says, I did promise you a match, but not in the tournament. Your win and loss record is not snuff to put you in the tournament. That's why I put you tonight against one of the most finest competitors that Insert Your Town here has to offer. And he's doing this to help you. And of course, Maria's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We are not a charity case. My husband is a 16-year veteran. He is better than the best. If you can't see it, maybe you're not doing your job right. And as Jake was saying that I'm doing this to help you, they just walk out. So again, we don't know what the match is. Constant frustration. Are they going to leave? What's this going to lead to? Well, we kind of got an idea of how much Monica and Maria care about Drake Maverick's decision. Local competitor Colby Corino, weird ass name, Mike Kanellis versus him. Didn't happen. Beat the living daylights out of him. The bell never rang. It was ruled as a no contest. While the commentary was talking about, why would you squander this? Get the win. Build your confidence. Build yourself up. But of course, Nigel and Aiden, they're on opposite sides. And Vic's like, why? What's the come of this? What's the point of this? I mean, in my opinion, it's filler, and Mike's just upset. Cindy, Maria's your girl. Your thoughts on this?
Well, I just feel that they're just building up Mike and Maria Kanellis' push because they're trying to make both of them as like the top heel of 205. Well, especially Mike Kanellis, to say at least. I'm happy to see Colby Corino being featured in WWE. As you guys know, he is the son of Steve Corino, which, of course, Steve Corino is now joining WWE as a producer for NXT, I believe.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So it's really nice to see like Colby Corino. I mean, hey, Mike Kanellis already faced Steve Corino in Ring of Honors before, so it's like a pretty nice touch to it. But overall, I feel like it's just like, your standard no squash match whatsoever. It's just like a whole segment where you can see like how frustrating Mike is, and then Maria's just like watching it through, like just to kind of see they're both upset. They didn't have the opportunity as they needed. Now, I just feel that they're just giving Mike a bigger push, to say at least, and I feel like it's gonna be like where it's gonna happen after WrestleMania. I have a theory. Whoever's gonna be the Cruiserweight champion, which I feel like the winner is gonna be a babyface, of course, at Mania, which I hopefully better not be in a freaking kickoff pre-show match. But whoever's gonna win the Cruiserweight championship match, I feel that it's gonna be Mike Kanellis be the next contender after Mania. I could see that happening. Maybe they're gonna continue it on up till maybe either Money in the Bank pay-per-view or SummerSlam.
As long as it's not the fucking Saudi Arabia show. And don't get me started on that shit.
I doubt that Mike and Maria Kanellis. Well, actually, I doubt that Mike's gonna be going to Saudi Arabia because you know how controversial it is. But yeah.
Oh, for more reasons than one. Yeah. Trust me, I know. And stay tuned, folks. No DQ Predictions League. Yes, we're going to predict it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect me to be happy about it.
Yep.
Your thoughts on this, Mike, Maria, and what happened?
Well, since we're on the topic, too, of Saudi Arabia, I will announce that anytime they build up a Saudi Arabia show, my show's taken like 3 weeks off until that show is over. We're not involved with that this time. So especially after that last one, was a disaster. So enough of that.
Let's not go back to the past. It never happened. Anyway, 205 Live, this match, these people, the future. Your thoughts?
So I liked it, but there's a plot hole here, and I got to talk about the plot hole. So Mike thought all week he was going to be in the tournament, but yet I believe it was Thursday, WWE.com reported that like the whole tournament brackets, and Mike could say, well, maybe he didn't go online. I know he was online because Mike consistently posts on Instagram. His wife consistently posts on Instagram. So there's no that just made me laugh, and it was just like, yeah, that wasn't sliding with that. I wasn't buying that part of the story, but yeah, I didn't get that at all. But other than that, I like the segment. I like that Mike Kanellis was just vicious and aggressive, and I just think it's funny too because this storyline is like making people kind of question if the Mike and Maria Kanellis like leaving WWE is true because they'll post like shoots about this storyline and people think it's like real. That just shows how many people don't watch 205 Live, and I just find it like hilarious. So I like the storyline though. I like how aggressive Mike Kanellis was. I think this is easily the most aggressive I've seen him. Other than in Top World when I saw him face Jason Daniels. You can't really see that match because it's not filmed anywhere. But he was like I thought that guy was gonna like get like his head caved into the canvas or something because he was like beating the crap out of him. But I really liked it, and I'm really hoping like it's built into a rematch with Cedric Alexander because he was technically screwed in that match. Because he thought he won and then he didn't win. So, and that's like a controversial finish there. So I kind of hope that's where the direction they go with.
I could definitely see that being used as a future story angle, talking about how close I was in beating you if Cedric Alexander does repeat last year. But we'll get to that in a moment. So following this, we get Tony Nese, a selfie promo basically about I am trying to win this tournament so I can get to WrestleMania that's being held in my home state. I am laser focused, and I know the challenge set in front of me, and I'm ready to face it. But I make this promise to Drew Gulak. I am not the same man that you faced last year. Because, again, last year, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, they faced off against each other. Drew Gulak won. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But then following this, we get to your counterpoint, Cedric Alexander hyping himself up. Basically talking to himself. At least he's not talking in a mirror. At least it's not a pitch black room. This makes sense to me. He says how, like he's talking like literally what we're thinking about him. You can't get the job done. You've had this many opportunities. Buddy always has your number. But then he talks about how he carries that title and that brand on his back and in his heart. This brand and everything means the world to him. And he claims that he cares about 205 Live the most. And nobody will stop him. He realizes Akira Tozawa is going to give him everything, and he wants it. Because in the end, he wants to see who wants it more. So I thought this was a very good hype for the main event. And Tony Nese, hey, maybe he actually is changing. We'll see what it leads to, as we talked about, Cindy. So I'm curious to see what happens with both of these guys. We now know what happened to one, which we're about to talk about. But before I talk about the main event, Cindy, do you have any further thoughts on either of these two men and these promos?
Well, seeing Cedric Alexander promo, I was like, oh, crap. We're going to see him winning. Freaking lovely. Because as you guys know, I'm kind of over Cedric Alexander. I mean, he is a good performer, don't get me wrong, but like I feel that, I feel like he's like the most overrated 205 Live star in WWE. That's just me. And then Tony Nese's promo, outstanding. And it kind of gets me to a feeling that I feel that Tony Nese is probably going to win against Drew Gulak. Like I said, I'm happy either one of them will win, regardless. And like I know a couple months ago, I did say that I was hoping for like a face turn from Tony Nese so he could have like his #1 contendership opportunity against Buddy Murphy, even though he quote unquote trains with Buddy Murphy and as an alliance. But we're just gonna have to find out next week.
Yeah, point taken. Owen, any further thoughts from both these promos?
I like the Tony Nese one, and I definitely agree. He's definitely like a different person than he was when he faced Drew Gulak last year. Like he's just he became a different person after that no disqualification match with Noam Dar, I think. So, and I actually think this tournament's gonna turn him face. I think next week he's gonna like completely turn into a baby face, which I think will be awesome. As for Cedric, I actually like this promo. It was just something different. You really haven't seen a wrestler really like do all that much. So I really liked his promo. But yeah, I think they need to do something different with Cedric Alexander. One thing that kind of stinks with like Mustafa Ali not being there anymore is I think we kind of lost like a Cedric Alexander Mustafa Ali like feud. I kind of wish they would have turned Cedric heel and on Mustafa Ali because I think that just would have been awesome. I won't get into the details because it really doesn't matter anymore. But because I think Cedric needs something new. He's been a babyface for like a little over 3 years now, and I think he needs to do something different. So, other than that, these were good promos.
Okay. Yeah, there was definitely points that I thought Cedric Alexander should turn heel, and with Mustafa Ali not being there, it does seem like a less possibility when you look at the contrast ratio of heels versus faces and the overall number of people on the 205 roster at this time, despite the mingling of NXT UK talent and NXT talent. But yeah, I feel like it's safe to say Cedric's not turning anytime soon. Maybe face will shake up after Mania. We can only hope. So let's get into this main event match after Akira Tozawa gets a little bit of a hype from B. Brian Kendrick, who did not accompany him to ringside. Hey, respect to both men. They literally took both their bouts one-on-one and fought clean. Akira Tozawa versus Cedric.
I'm also going to assume, too, that Drake Maverick said, like, everybody's banned from ringside. Like, everyone has to go do it themselves, too.
Oh, like that held up every week, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just for this tournament, anyways, too.
Okay, that does make sense. That I can see him doing that. So yeah, Akira Tozawa versus Cedric Alexander. Back where it all started. Cedric Alexander started back in March 2018. Here we are 1 year later in another tournament. Cedric Alexander's in it. Cedric Alexander's fighting for a shot at the title. Sorry, Katie.
Oh, God.
So we get a little bit of a code of honor. Shout out to Ring of Honor. Both men, they start out with handshake. And this match started off, I thought, pretty slow for a while. Longer than I thought it was going to anyway. You had a single leg crab and then an early pin attempt, moving past like the whole feeling out process. There was drop kick attempt, rope recover. There was a deep arm drag into counter, and then back into a cover twice. Nope, still not enough. Just both men filling each other out. Nothing really kicking off yet. There's a arm drag, and then our first vicious spot was when Akira Tozawa gets dropped into what they call an inverted lumbar check almost. I kind of called it more like an odd lung blower, except it was a single knee to the midsection, which of course played out to be the story in this match of Akira Tozawa's midsection, his wrist. Immediately following that, we get a cover attempt. Nope, but Cedric Alexander, he wraps him up immediately in the bear hug, working the midsection still. Akira Tozawa, he fights out of it multiple times. Cedric Alexander maintaining control, keeping him locked inside it. Eventually, though, we get a standing drop kick into a submission hold. But Cedric Alexander controlling the match, keeping the high flyer, Akira Tozawa being the high flyer, keeping the high flyer grounded. Following this, though, we get eventually Akira Tozawa, he gets out of it, he goes for a senton, and he lands on knees. Gets knees once again to the spine portion where his midsection's at. So, bad idea. Cedric constantly showing aggression, attacking him, using the count to his advantage, keeping on him, staying on him while he's outside on the ring, and then we get rest holds, everyone's favorite thing after a cover attempt. But eventually we just get elbows and elbows and elbows. He gets out of it. Akira Tozawa, he's finally lining up Cedric with chops. And then I finally get one of my favorite moments, one of Akira's signatures, that whole fake out jab. I never get tired of that. And then following this, we get a Hurricane Rana, and then another signature from Akira Tozawa, the Suicide Headbutt Dive. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, audience, for knowing 205 Live match. At this point, we got 205 Live chance.
Yes.
Loved it. Thank you. And then we get another signature from Akira Tozawa, a beautiful missile drop kick into another cover. A near fall, actually. That's still not enough. I don't think he's ever won a match on a missile drop kick. I can't remember the last person that did. Following this, there's attempted suplex because, you know, they say he has one of the most beautiful suplexes ever, and he likes to suplex to a bridge for the cover. But again, his back, midsection area, couldn't do it. Following this, he eats a forearm, goes for an octopus, what do they call it? Octopus stretch. Yes, thank you. And then Cedric, showcasing his strength, he turns it into a power slam. And then we get an interesting drop kick to the knees, and then a punt kick by Cedric, I like to call it, staying on Akira Tozawa. And then he goes for what I didn't know what was at first, but I guess they call it a springboard flatliner. At least they call it a fucking takedown. Into another cover, still not enough. Then we get a forearm chop, Akira Tozawa just lining up Cedric. Cedric just eating them. He goes for another fake out jab. That gets countered. Gets a kick. Attempted suplex. Still couldn't do it. Then attempted lumbar check. So Alexander's finisher. No, denied. And then we get a forearm. Then another lumbar check attempt. Denied again into 2 cover attempts. And then he changes it up. Big boot. But Cedric Alexander does not go down. He just gets purely angry. Just like, ah! Then another big boot. And then a spinning back elbow strike that just sends the mouthpiece out of Akira Tozawa flying. I think that's the first time he lost his mouthpiece like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get lumbar turned into a DDT. And then an inverted Rana. Very nice move. Into another near fall. Once again, 2 for life chance. The announcers, they're finally hyping up the match. Vic shows up with the only credible thing I think he says, talking about this is what 205 Live is all about. Yes, this is awesome. And then both men are just meeting each other with strikes, trying to take the other one down. Following this, we get another octopus stretch attempt. And this was close to the point where Cedric Alexander almost tapped out to Mike Kanellis, biting his thumb, nearly tapping, seemed so close, saw the submission, and then at one point it looks like Tozawa turns it into a Fujiwara armbar. But nope, Cedric Alexander, he counters with restraint, and then we finally get a German suplex, but too much damage. He couldn't hold it for a cover, so no cover attempt. Then we finally go for his top rope senton. I remember they named it something when he used to feud with Neville. I don't remember what they called it. But apparently, Cedric Alexander
It's probably something stupid.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Probably something stupid, so we're not going to call it that.
Yeah, point taken. Top rope senton bomb. Anyway, I'll call it that. He goes for it, but no. Cedric being aware, he holds his leg. They're both fighting in the corner. Cedric, Akira Tozawa, he gets the better of it after a while, after some forearms. But it looks like, because there's so much build to Akira Tozawa doing that, he may have slipped. Cedric capitalizes, yanks him off, catches him. 1 lumbar check later, keyword, only 1. To this day, the only person to eat 1 lumbar check and kick out is the champ Buddy Murphy. Akira not so lucky. 1, 2, 3. Cindy, Cedric Alexander wins. But, mutual respect. Both men hug it out, and he leads me to Akira. Cindy, your fear might be coming true, so I gotta ask you first your thoughts on this match.
Let me go ahead and take a sip of this.
This is what I was waiting on.
Yeah. I knew this match was going to happen because there's no way that Akira Tozawa is going to beat Cedric Alexander after countless overrated promos from him and everything. He won. Yeah, not surprised. Anyway, the match was pretty solid. However, I did see a slight botch when Tozawa did his first Hurricanrana attempt to Cedric Alexander. I feel like it's not that connecting up. I don't know if you guys saw that slight botch, but I did see it.
Oh,
yeah, you can see there was like a slight botch to it too.
Yeah,
I saw it in the
on that. Yeah, it looked like literally he slipped off and Cedric just flipped himself, almost like a Damien Mizdow spot.
Exactly. Yeah, so
I saw it in the Lorcan Khalil match too. Like I think when Lorcan went to bounce off and do like his powerbomb or whatever, like they were kind of miscommunication right there too.
There was some walking moments. I'm like, who walks to do a move in a wrestling match?
Yeah.
That was weird as hell.
It is. It's pretty weird. So besides the whole botch situation, it was pretty good. We did see Tozawa was doing more of that octopus hold he did, so that was like pretty impressive. And then like his transition from the octopus hold to the Fujiwara armbar, which I cannot still pronounce it till this day, by the way. It was like a pretty nice transition. Of course, Cedric did freaking got up and then counter, but whatever. Overall, it was like I said, I feel this match is kind of like your standard typical match, even though it's just a filler, in my opinion. I'm not too surprised that Cedric win, but yeah. Hopefully next week's episode we can see Orly beat Cedric Alexander. So that way
I'm down for that.
Yeah, so yeah, I am definitely rooting for Orly Lorcan because I want to see someone that is different, not like Cedric Alexander. Because like, face it, he won the tournament last year, and he beat Mustafa Ali at Mania. during the freaking kickoff pre-show match
Dang.
for the vacant Cruiserweight champion, which, by the way, that was the only time that they crowned a new Cruiserweight champion on a freaking kickoff pre-show, by the way, people.
Yes, thank you,
So-
Cindy, for
Yeah,
that
right.
analytical statistic.
So we'll
That
see
pissed me
what's
off, but continue.
exactly. So hopefully we'll see what's going to happen. Hopefully it better not be Cedric winning. If not, I'll be like, yeah, this is whole freaking pointless. But anyway, end of my rant / complaint or whatever the hell you call it.
Until we get to something later. Owen,
Mm.
your thoughts on this match and Cedric Alexander?
I thought it was a great match. I was on like the edge of my seat because I really didn't know who was going to win this match. I thought it could have been either of these guys. Tozawa. I did like too. They mentioned on commentary that these were like the two most recent victims of Buddy Murphy's like path of destruction or whatever they're calling it. And I even loved at the end after the match was over, like Tozawa was crying at the end, kind of showing like this was like a nice big loss. And then it like really hurt him to lose this match.
Yeah.
And I like that too. Like when Cedric hits somebody with a lumbar check, like 99% of the time, it's match is over. So,
Yeah.
I believe I might have this dead wrong. I believe Kota Ibushi kicked out of the lumbar check in the Cruiserweight Classic, but I might have that wrong. I'll have to watch that match again. I don't even know if he hit it. So, but this match was great. I loved it, and I also want to give some praise to Aiden English. He just gets better and better every week on commentary. I think he should just stay there forever. I think.
Agree.
Because, no offense to Percy Watson, but in English, he's on point.
Oh yeah. He even makes Nigel kind of look bad a little bit too. Like, I'm not saying Nigel's bad, but like he like is always one step ahead of Nigel.
Hell, replace Byron Saxon on SmackDown Live and be Aiden as a new commentator for SmackDown. There you go.
Yeah, he's there
sounds
anyway.
like what you
so
want for main event, Cindy, is Byron Saxton and Percy Watson on commentary.
Exactly, because nobody watched main event.
well, actually, I don't. No, I haven't watched it for 2 weeks.
The only thing I watch on main event is anything with Lacey Evans. There. Or Ruby Riott.
Right.
Oh, Cindy, I'm so
Mhm.
sorry for you, Lacey. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Ruby.
Okay. Well, yeah, so that was 205 Live, and hey, we know what we're going to get next week. We're going to get Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese, and
Yep.
Only Lorcan versus Cedric Alexander. Now, Cindy, you already pretty much told who you want to win. You want Only Lorcan to definitely win Cedric Alexander, but you didn't really seem like, favored between either. You want either of the other two to win, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Who do you see winning next week, Tony Nese or Drew Gulak?
Hard to pick, but after watching both of their promos, even though I stated Drew Gulak should be the one that's going to beat Tony Nese, but I don't know, my gut feeling saying that Tony Nese is going to be the one that's going to beat Drew Gulak. Like I said, they're building Tony Nese up to be the one that's going to be the next opponent for Buddy Murphy. And also, there was so many rumors about a pending face turn for months, but it didn't happen. But it'll be interesting to see what happened.
Okay. Owen, what are your predictions for next week's Cruiserweight matches? Who's winning what?
I want Only Lorcan just because I think it would be awesome, be something new, something fresh, and like I said, a little bit of the whole town feel because I saw him wrestle up here all that time ago. So, and then that's kind of a tough one for the. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Drew Gulak will win. I think it's going to be Lorcan and Gulak in the finals, and I'm getting ahead of myself. But I think Lorcan's going to surprise the world, except his family. They won't be surprised, but I think he's going to surprise the world, and he's going to win the tournament. Go to WrestleMania, not on the kickoff. Don't do that. Put like the women's battle royals on the kickoff, and Asuka versus Lacey Evans on the kickoff. So
and the Andre the Giant Memorial Rumble.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. You know what? Fuck it. The Battle Royals belong on the kickoff show. You fucking ruined Asuka. Put her on the kickoff show. Squash match. Sorry, I don't think Lacey deserves that. If Mandy wants it that bad, put her in there. If they do Lana, I swear I'll start drinking because I'm not going to believe what the fuck I'm seeing.
Oh my god!
Cruiserweight.
Yes, I said it. Someone do a soundbite. I said it. Okay? I mean it. Fuck it. Anyway. But yeah, I digress. And Mania's still like about a month away, so I'll hold my rants and all that at another date. But yeah, the next week, I like y'all's dynamic, but here's what I'm thinking. We talked about Cindy already, how we think Tony Nese is going to turn face, okay? Because he's allegedly trained by Buddy Murphy. WWE always does the heel versus face dynamic. Buddy Murphy, the ultimate heel, the champ, in 205 Live. So I honestly do feel like Tony Nese is going to go with Drew Gulak next week, and I feel like they're going to build to Drew Gulak versus Humberto Carrillo as a side story somehow.
Mhm.
Obviously not on WrestleMania, but I can see it on a future 205 Live episode after the tournament's over, or even in between. As far as Oney Lorcan and Cedric Alexander, we need to see something different. I can agree with you both 100% on that. Cedric Alexander, I think, needs to change his character, go heel, bring us something new. But with that note, I can also see someone else coming into play and ruining this because he might think he deserves this spot instead. I can see Mike Kanellis costing Cedric Alexander this match, which is why next week my predictions are Oney Lorcan versus Tony Nese to see who faces Buddy Murphy. There, I said it. Okay, so that was this week's episode of 205 Live. Let's go ahead and rate it out 5 stars overall. I'll start with Owen. How would you rate this episode overall out of 5 stars?
I'll give it a 4.3.
Oh, okay. I like the whole interesting non sequitur dynamic of
I wanted to surprise you, so I did 4.3.
All right. Cindy, now I know how you feel about Cedric, that being said, but what would you grade the show overall?
Well, for the show, right? It's been a while. So for the show, I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 because, like I said, the only match that was kind of like very interesting was Orly Lorcan versus Humberto Carrillo, and then you saw like the whole squash match, well, a pending squash match, whatever the hell you call it, a segment match between Mike and Kobe Carino, and then like of course already said enough about the whole Cedric versus Akira's match. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5.
I can only imagine what you would say off camera or in chat or on social media if Cedric Alexander somehow wins next week. TikTok people, I can't wait to see that bomb go off.
No, I'd say if Cedric wins next week, Cindy has to come on this show next week.
Exactly. Yeah, well, depends on my schedule.
Okay, so yeah, I thought this episode was pretty good. I mean, the Mike Kanellis thing, it's just constant frustration, okay? The freaking Arya Davari squash match was a literal squash, but it also showed him trying to be a legitimate competitor. The Cedric Alexander Kira Tozawa thing, nice one-on-one dynamic. Outcome was predictable because, again, Cedric Alexander, he's the heart of 205 Live, or so, whatever the fuck he is. And then the first match, again, unique first, always interesting. I look forward to seeing Tony Nese versus Drew Gulak, because Tony Nese, he got me behind him. I can see Jack Gallagher sitting with an iPad on his knee next week, showing Humberto Carrillo his mistake, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is probably a 3.75 for me. But only because I'm a fan of Drew Gulak. And I can't wait to see next week.
He wasn't even on this show, though.
He was in a capacity. I saw him. So, I mean, you know. And also, may those shirts never be worn again.
I'm getting them if they sell them now. Just in spite of you.
Shut up.
Oh, boy.
Thank you to all of you, NoDQ Galaxy and beyond, for tuning in to this week's review of 205 Live, and stay tuned for a new series coming to this channel called Simple Stances on 205 Live Matters, where I will be talking with guests on various topics regarding the Cruiserweight division, the Cruiserweight picture, then, now, and forever. So stay tuned, and if you want, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good night.